Yo, what's up guys? Shark921 and guys, welcome back to another video. And today guys, we're just going to be talking about the impact of Marching Fire, the Wulin faction, and just the overall balance of For Honor right now. And to start off with, I'm just going to go with the Wulin characters first. So to start with them, we have Tiandi. Now Tiandi, he's a fast Vanguard. And most of the guys all on Wulin have a deflect. He has one too. You have to dodge an attack and then initiate a dodging light right before the attack hits to get it, to activate it. But I don't feel like any of these characters are what they are. Like Shaolin, he's a hybrid. I know I'm getting a little off track, but it's just an example. Shaolin's a hybrid. He can deflect, and he has a reflex guard. Only an assassin should have that. It doesn't seem right to just give a hybrid that. But back on Tiandi, his light attacks are pretty fast. If you're on PC, it's not that hard. But as for me, I'm a console player as well as most of the player base on For Honor. And the light attacks in this game can be pretty difficult, especially like Nushia's and definitely Shaolin's. They can be a huge problem just because they're so quick and we don't have much time to react. And yeah, there are going to be people that are like, I can parry those. What do you mean? It's easy. Well, then good for you, man. But most of us aren't able to. But Tiandi's light attacks, they're quick. They really are. Some of them you can parry on time. Others, not so much. Now for his Palm Strike, Palm Strike's pretty good. It is pretty good. You can go from a light attack into a heavy. No, you go from a Palm Strike into a guaranteed light attack, or a Palm Strike into a heavy, but that's not going to be guaranteed. Now the thing I don't like is giving a character an opener and giving them a guaranteed attack. So Tiandi's Palm Strike, it's a guaranteed attack. I don't really think that's fair. Like, in my opinion, I feel like they could do so much better with it, but that's just me. Okay, that's just me. I'm not that big. My voice is not that big of a deal, but that's just one of my opinions on it. That's what I think. It doesn't seem fair. And then his kick, I feel like you should be able to guard break it. But other than that, Tiandi, he is made to be an aggressive kind of character, I would say. You can be aggressive, you can be defensive, you can just be one of the passive players that waits for the opening and then takes that shot right away the second they get it. But although he does seem pretty well balanced, his dodging heavy has an extra dodge property, which makes it really difficult to hit him with anything. But if you can guard break him before he gets into the full motion, you'll be good. But it's Tiandi, if you're not good or if you're not used to him, you won't be able to do so well against him. That's just that. Like, I've had my chances against Tiandi where I've done pretty bad just because I'm not used to him or the playstyle and everything. That's just me. Now moving on, we have Nushia. I'm going to say this now. Nushia, she's, from what I hear, PC say that she's not a big deal. And then most times, like what I've seen on console, Nushia is a pain. She really is. Fast light attacks, like, I don't know how quick they are. I forgot. I don't know if they're like 300 or 400, but they are really quick. And if you're not ready, Nushia can kill you with light attacks just non-stop. Just a poke. It's like 11, 12, 13 damage for each light attack. And it does get annoying. And then her traps. Now Nushia's traps, if you can see it coming, you can do a light attack. Or if you do early enough, you can do a heavy and get that. But sometimes you won't get a heavy just because if she misses it, she can get a light attack and start that chain over again. I don't think that's a good thing. I feel like if she misses the trap, you should be able to get like a guard break or a heavy. I don't think it's fair that she can just go from that, boom, light attack, initiate the chain all over again, and you're done. She just traps you over and over. You can't do anything. And then she doesn't have that much of an out of stamina punishment except for the traps. Like, that's really it. And for the traps, you have to be quick. The second you see it come out, the trap symbol, you have to act quick. If not, you're going to take 30 damage straight to the face. That's just how it is. And her heavies, they're pretty strong. Like, if a good Nushia will mix the heavies up with their light attacks, they can get you. But also, like, those heavy attacks, it's like a light attack into a heavy, 35 damage straight away. Next heavy, 40 damage. That's a lot of damage. It really is. Not even flex tape can fix it. You just have to take it. And then I think that's really all I have to say about her. If there is some other stuff you guys think, please let me know in the comments below. I am most times always wrong. That's just me. And then next character we got Jang Jun. Now, I took a liking to both Jang Jun and Tiandi. I saw how they played, and I didn't really like it just because I felt like they were pretty strong. Now, Jang Jun, that man's on another level. He really is. I mean, his unblockable zone off a parry, I mean, it's pretty good. Kind of is, although Jang Jun is more for the 4v4 kind of fights. Like everyone else, it's like a mix-up of both. Depending on how you play them and how well you play them, they can do a 1v1, 2v2, a 1-on-4. They can do all that. Now, Jang Jun, he's more of the group fights, the 4v4s, all the ganks on him. That's more of his playstyle because of his feats. He can get more damage based on the enemies and more health. You can't really do much on that. Now, everything else, though, like, what I really want to talk about is his out of stamina punishment. If you guys have seen that out of stamina punishment, if he knocks you forward, or I think, yeah, as long as he knocks you on the ground while he's in revenge, and he has his guard on the top, he can get, I think, like 90 damage. 90. I think it's over 90. That's what I think. It's 37 and then 45, so yeah, around 90 damage, and oh my gosh, that is strong. Like, he can take out your entire health bar if you're a low enough character like a Shinobi or something. That's just an example. It could be wrong, but it's insane how strong it is. I don't think he should get that. And then he can go from a parry into a grab, and in that grab, he drains your stamina. That makes sense, although enemies can hit you and pile you with attacks. You can't do anything. I've gotten revenge while getting attacks. I can't activate it as long as he's holding me. You can't do anything. You just have to take all the damage. That's pretty much it. You just take it. I feel like if you get hit with an attack, almost like Shinobi's sickle chain, if someone hits you, you're knocked out of it. Not just this whole thing where if they hit you, you're not going to do anything. That's not okay. I don't think that's right. Does not seem right. It's just, Ubisoft, what are you doing? That's all I got to say. And his light attacks. Those are probably the strongest light attacks in the game. I don't think I've ever seen a character with a light attack damage above 15. There just isn't. Jang Jun, like, I know his light attacks. First light attack he does, 15 damage. No, it's not 15, it's 18. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot. Like, no, it's not a lot. I mean, Warden has something like that, but they nerfed him. But it was 18, no, 15, yeah, 18. I'm sorry, I'm losing my head. But 18, and then the second light attack he initiates, 20 or 21. That is 39 or 38 damage right there. That is a heavy attack from like a Raider or a Nobushi. That doesn't make sense. And then some of them are pretty quick. I won't lie. Some of them are pretty quick. Console players can have some trouble with it. But most times, though, it's not that big of a deal as long as you can pause it. Or, no, what am I saying? As long as you know it's coming. And then it's just the light attack, it's too strong. It really is. No character in this game should have 38 damage from 2 light attacks. I mean, I understand if like you even it out like to 15 or something, that still may be too high. But 38 damage, that's a top heavy from Warden. That does not make sense. It doesn't. It just doesn't. Now his heavy attacks, those make a little bit of sense. Side heavy, 33 damage. Top heavy, 37 damage. Yes. But then at the same time, like the hyper armor, you have to know when that hyper armor is going to come out. If you don't, you're going to get an unnecessary trade that's going to either cost you or it's going to win you a fight. There's no in between. It's just one of those two. It's costing you or it's going to win you. You don't know what it's going to be. And his heavy attacks can go from a heavy to a light attack as well. Now the heavy to light attack, that damage property is around 57. Because if it's from the top, it's 37 plus 20. 57 damage right there. That's still pretty strong, dude. Side heavy, 53. What? That's a double heavy. Or that's a Raider top heavy while in revenge. It's just Ubisoft, I question you guys. I really do sometimes. It's just not okay. It's not okay. His regenerate stamina, the key stance. It has a dodge property almost like Nobushi, except not as strong. Now Nobushi's dodge property, that's pretty good, pretty strong, but at the same time it can be beaten. For Zhang Jun's key stance, you have to time it. You have to time it perfectly in order to dodge the attack. And from that, he can do multiple things. Or no, he can just only do a zone attack. Once he does his zone attack, that's it. He can go from a zone to unblockable heavy, zone to a light, zone back into it. You can just do a lot of stuff. It's crazy. It really is. And I think that's pretty much all I have to cover for Zhang Jun. Oh wait, no, he's dodging heavy. His dodging heavy, I can go from a heavy into a light attack. The light attack only does 15 damage, which is actually the only decent thing about that. That's what a light attack should be, 15, not 18. That's really strong, considering that it also turns into 38. Come on, Ubisoft. But it can go from a heavy, which does 25 damage, if he follows through with it, or 15 damage as a light attack, like I already said. And from both of those, he can go into a heavy, unblockable, light attack to unblockable, heavy to light, light to light, heavy back into the key stance. He's got a lot of options for a fight. Now moving on. This is the last ruling character. This is the hybrid Shaolin. He should not be a hybrid. He should not. What I feel like Ubisoft did is they gave us basically they gave us a shaman all over again, and then peacekeeper, 2 peacekeepers. That's pretty much what you did. The shaman being Tiandi, since you can't run away with his unblockable dodging light attack. Now everyone else, they can spam you with attacks. They can. Shaolin, light attacks are insanely quick. I've seen the difference on PC and console. Yes, PC players, they don't have a big problem with it just because they got those 60 frames. Yes, that's PC. But console, you have to be on guard with these guys. If you are not, you are in a bad spot. You can't do anything. Like, you honestly won't be able to do anything. I've done it before. If you're not ready for those light attacks, it's just going to be boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And it does 24 damage. And you can just do that non-stop until you're dead. I've seen Shaolins do it before. It's annoying, and it's just so sad that that's what you have to do to win. He can go from that into... I don't know if the Shaolin has key stance, or if that's something else. You guys are gonna get me on that, but I'm pretty sure it is another kind of key stance. I don't know what it's called, but from that he can do quick light attacks. Like, these light attacks are quick. He has a top light attack that he can throw out that I believe does 24 or 25 damage, and this is quick. Like, every time I've seen it, I've always tried to parry it. I've always been off and everything. You just can't. You just can't. You have to hope that you have the reaction time or that your guard's up there. Now he can do it from the side and the left and the right, but those aren't as quick, and they only do about 20 damage. And then from his little key stance that he has, he can go into a top. Yeah, he can deflect it as well. He can do a deflect as well. If he hits an attack, say a left heavy attack, he can hit that, hit it back to get an unblockable hit on the opponent that does, I think, between 25 or 30 damage. I think that's what it is. That's just my thought. That's what I think. Could be wrong. You guys let me know. And while he's also in there, he can do a top heavy unblockable. And this unblockable does, I believe, 35 damage or 40 damage, depending on if he's in revenge or not. And the tracking on this thing, it is pretty good. The only way that you're going to get hit with it is if you dodge too early. I was trying to think there what it was. But if you dodge too early, it's going to hit you and you're going to take that damage. I've seen it before. It's pretty strong, but then at the same time it can be beaten pretty easily if you dodge it correctly. Now his heavy attacks, they're pretty weak. 25 into, I believe, like I don't remember. 25 into a 35, another heavy from his heavy combo. And he's just really quick. You have to be smart with him. You can't really go on. The only way you can beat him is if you go on the offensive or you're good at parrying. That's pretty much it. His feats, he can go invisible. He can teleport. Apparently we're in Dark Souls now. And he's a really tough character to play against. And if you can master him, yes, that takes skill. But at the same time, it's just not fair to other people. Now, that's all I got to cover. I know I complained a little bit on all these characters. You'll be like, just get better at the game. Like, you guys, you're probably better than me. Yeah, but this is just my opinion on what I think. You guys can have different opinions. This is mine. Now, as for Marching Fire, like the entire DLC combined, the new Breach game mode, all this stuff, did it really help For Honor? I really don't know. I can't say just because I feel like For Honor, they're inconsistent with their updates. If they fix one thing in an update, say they fix a bug with internet connection, they fix that, and something new is going to pop up, and it just keeps going and going and going and going and going. You fix one problem, another one pops up. It's just never ending. And then like I said, they're not consistent like other games. Like, I'm honestly going to take Fortnite for example, because that's really popular. But Fortnite is consistent. New updates, new content, bug fixes every time. Ubisoft doesn't do that. And if they did, I feel like this game would be so much better. But as for right now, I don't really think this game is doing so good, especially with Marching Fire. I've played this since day one of release. February 14th of last year, I've played this game. I've had hope from Season 2 with internet connection when that was a thing. That was a problem. You couldn't play a match because you would get disconnected. I had high hopes that Ubisoft would fix it and For Honor would make this comeback that would get everyone back. I mean, sure, during some of the updates, they had a rise in the player base and that stayed steady for a while. Other times, though, it just wasn't. Like, they could bring in new outfits and all this stuff. Didn't really do much. For Honor just has to get back on its feet. They have to look and not just ask big time YouTubers and all this stuff. Take stuff from the community. Like, they don't understand the light attack meta. And like, sure, they say, like, you got to get better at it. You just got to get better. We can't do anything about that. You have to also understand, you are on PC. You're mainly put all your updates on PC where everyone has the 60 frames. Whereas console, we only have 30 frames. 30 frames. So we're cut half of that. And oh my gosh, is it a big difference? Like, it really is. Just those frames. And I understand that it's easier for them to put updates on PC and do the beta tests. But I feel like if they did that on console too, they would also see some of the problems we, the console players, PlayStation, Xbox, would have. Whether it's dealing with the light attacks, there's so many things I just can't explain. Like light attacks, heavies, people using unfair feats, all this other stuff. Lag especially too, because on console I've seen a lot of people being really laggy. The frames have been up and down and just all over the place. And the same thing as before. Internet connection. People are still getting disconnected. Ubisoft said they were going to fix this. It's still happening. So I will still play this game. Although I don't think I'll ever take it as seriously, just because Ubisoft has some things to fix on it. That's just what they have to do. They have to fix this game, not just release something and hope for the best. They have to put time into fixing this. And I understand that this isn't easy. I understand that I've had to do something like this in some of my classes. Video game designing, all this stuff. You either hit it or you miss it. There's no in between. But if they took time to analyze the problems and just talk to the community, what's going on, what's wrong, and everything about that, then I feel like For Honor can make a great comeback. Because I honestly think this is a great game. I love this game. But it's just the amount of flaws it has in it is what is ruining it. That's just what I think. I could be wrong, but guys, that's pretty much all I got for this video. If you enjoyed it, or if you have an opinion about this too, leave it in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. So this is Shark91 signing out.